So after my last video talking about why Spellshot really kind of needs a rework around, aka possibly a nerf, I realized a lot of people have some bad misconceptions about the Buffmeister and why it might be the issue rather than this character that is incredibly OP. I want to take some time to kind of talk about it and explain why the Buffmeister is honestly a completely fine spell in the game and really should not be touched whatsoever. What's going on, everybody? Byrdman here with another Wonderlands video. Today we're going to be talking about the Buffmeister, a wonderful spell in Wonderlands that it honestly is kind of the crutch for a lot of gun builds right now, just purely off the fact that it gives you an overall stat boost that really helps you out. Now, the reason why we're going to talk about this again is just purely off the fact that I think there's some misconceptions, so let's go over it. Now, do you know you can follow me over on YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch at Byrdman778. I start my stream every single day, starting at noon Eastern Standard Time, so swing on by, let's do some Chaos Chamber runs, and work on some builds. Again, make sure you give me a thumbs up on this video because it really helps out, and follow me over on Twitter for updates on the channel and to know when my G Fuel code is 30% off, which it happens to be right now. So get some G Fuel with code BYRD, BYRD. Now let's hop right on into the video. So let's talk about the Buffmeister and exactly why it has this bad misconception. So far, a lot of people have been running the Spellshot class, which has a perk on it, an action skill called Ambidextrous. Essentially, what it does is to give you two different spells for your left and right hand, essentially giving you almost this Gunzerker from Borderlands 2 feel to it. And honestly, it works exactly like it did in Borderlands 2, and that's kind of the problem. The biggest reason that Salvador was one of the most broken characters in Borderlands 2 is the fact that the gun in the left hand would scale up the gun in the right hand. And essentially it's doing the exact same thing here with Ambidextrous. So that's why whenever you have maybe like a Buffmeister in your right hand and maybe a arc torrent that's got about, let's say, 1400 power to it, the Buffmeister is getting a bigger chunk of damage added to it because it's scaling off the one in the left. And that's why you're seeing a lot of people doing different things like magic barrages or just high numbered spells in the left hand, so it boosts up that right hand Buffmeister. And that's the biggest reason why it's busted right now, is because it's getting that extra scaling. Added on top of Sever the Thread at the bottom of the Spellshot tree, where you're essentially able to get infinite spell cooldown from just getting gun critical hits, you're just having people just constantly running around with this overly juiced version of the spell and kind of abusing the game. Again, this isn't the Buffmeister's fault, and it goes back to Ambidextrous and how it works. If you were to put the Buffmeister in your left hand and have a different spell in your right hand, it wouldn't have that scaling boost that it has now. So again, it goes back to kind of being Spellshot's fault and how its action skills work. Ambidextrous is an awesome action skill because it gives you that double spell and essentially an extra enchantment to take advantage of. But unfortunately, just the way that it works in itself isn't right. The Buffmeister itself is wonderful because it really does help out a lot of gun builds. I'm currently actually in this video using one of my newer builds that I'm going to be showing off here soon, and it's going to be an elemental build, and it takes really big advantage of the Buffmeister because, one, it really helps out my weapons that I'm using, as well as just kind of giving me an overall juice boost that I really need to conquer the battlefield and be able to clear these CT20 Chaos Chambers. How do we fix this? We fix Ambidextrous and essentially make it not double scale itself. Essentially, both the spells just need to be base on their own and not, again, have that Salvador from Borderlands 2 scaling boost that, unfortunately, it does have right now. Again, it's perfectly fine on its own, and I've already talked about this in that Spellshot video. So if you did watch it, thanks for watching it. I hope you weren't one of the people that downvoted it. Sorry, Spellshot is an issue. And again, it's because of these misconceptions that I'm having an issue with the class all around, because people think that this spell that honestly is a huge bonus to pretty much every single character is the issue versus the class itself. Thanks so much for watching this video. Hope you guys learned something today. Again, I hope that we can kind of go away from this and realize that the Buffmeister is a really great spell, and it really does help out a bunch of different classes in the game, be able to kind of curve those higher Chaos Chamber difficulties. And again, I don't really think anything needs to be touched to it, and again, it just needs to go back to Ambidextrous and how it currently is working with spells in the left and the right hand. It really is just, it's a bad misconception. I hope everyone learned something from this, and I hope that we're able to realize that, again, scaling in even a PvE game is an important thing versus just letting everything just be an absolute power creep and not really work out in general. Make sure to follow me over on YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch at Byrdman778 using code BYRDG for checkout. Hope to see you all over my Twitch stream. We're going to be doing a lot of different builds coming up here this week. I'm probably going to be having a subathon within the next couple days or so. So swing on by, support the channel. And you can support the channel also by just giving a thumbs up on this video and following over my Twitter to find out updates on the channel and all that fun stuff. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great night, day, whatever it may be.